Hey everyone, welcome to Anti-Ruggers United. Today we have an AMA with DxSale. So let's get started by having Hash, who's a co-founder of DxSale, introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about your personal background in the real world in crypto, like what experience you have, and a little bit of insight or like a story of how you guys started DxSale. I think that'd be pretty interesting to know because I don't think many people know. So we'll do that, do the introductions, then we'll get into the updates and like what you guys are up to and everything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. So a little bit about me. I was a crypto enthusiast since 2015. Met a lot of other crypto enthusiasts in 2015. I was part of the, 2017. I witnessed the whole bubble of the ICO, and at that time there were a lot of scams then too. People would set up websites, send Ethereum, and you get your tokens if you're lucky. If you're not, the website goes down. And then uh, when I was working in 2015, I was working in the banking sector, and my job was to research blockchain technology. And from I got a little bit of an idea of cases or viable use cases. So my whole job was about building sound use cases that actually relies on this new technology. I think that's where I get a lot of my forte is building these use cases, building good user experiences as well. Um, so fast forward, 2017, you have the big top of 20K. Um, there's that BTC futures platform coming out and all of that. And then suddenly, it goes down 2018, 2019, 2020. And basically, this is when DeFi starts to flourish, with Uniswap coming in. Before, people would use Ether Delta and there was no liquidity. So I think Uniswap solved the liquidity issue. And now people can actually create their tokens and have liquidity to be able to trade the tokens. But there were still a lot of problems. Some of my co-founders, we happened to be in the same project that we were investing in, and we all got rugged. And we were just tired of rug at that point. So we launched DxSale as a way to create a launchpad for serious project owners that are, looking to raise funds and people who want to invest in these projects that don't want to get rugged. So we wanted to build DxSale, and this was about August 2020. We launched it on Telegram, and I think we only raised 50% of our hard cap, and then we spent 4 to 5 months just building. And we didn't have much of a community, but because we focused on the right problems, built the right use case, and focused on the user experience, we were very successful when it did started launching. We got tokens like SafeMoon, Rocket, like there's so many different ones, Elongate, many tokens that launched using our platform. And we did something very simple. Everything was on chain. You just simply fill out a form of what you want in a pre-sale contract, and whatever you raise, percentage of that liquidity automatically gets generated, so you don't have to do any work in PancakeSwap, and then it automatically gets locked as well, so you don't have to do any work in terms of locking as well. This automatically gives the assurance to any contributors that it's not going to rug, and there's going to be listing, and there will be hype and trading that's happening post-launch. So that was a big success for us. And since then, it's been 2 years. We've had over 15,000 pre-sales on our platform. Um, we've had, I think at the height of the bull run, we had 1 billion total over like 10 very easy, convenient way for you to create different type of tokens. And recently we launched V4 and it's all for free now for 1 month. All of it, you can try our services, DX Mint, DX Lock, DX Sale, DX Drop, all for free for 1 month. Um, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to just promote like the platform itself and some of the new stuff we're doing in the future with the sale token and staking and NFTs as well in the future.
All right, awesome. And one thing that I never really looked into, so I would like to ask is your team, the DxSale team, do you guys know each other in real life? Because you said you met on a token that rugged. So did you guys ever like really meet each other in real life, or at least know who you are, or are you kind of mostly anonymous to each other?
No. We know each other as well. Um, us weren't that close at all. Like I knew one of them personally in the same neighborhood, same town. We're from Toronto, Canada, by the way. Guys, any Canadians here? Shout out to all Canadians. Um, but but the other two, we have five co-founders in total. The other two, we didn't know that well, and we just kind of built that trust overall. But they were friends of friends, so it wasn't very difficult for us to actually build that trust. And we and I'm completely doxxed. I'm starting to go to different conferences to educate different people about uh, DeFi, launchpads, token creations, as well as our upcoming game, NFT Brawlers, which is another big problem that we're looking to solve in the NFT space now that we have a good idea of the DeFi space.
So you guys just happen to be all from the same area? Because you said you met on a project or like on a token, right? So just a coincidence that you guys are all from Canada?
Not everyone is from Canada. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Two of them are from New York, um, but three of us are from Canada. Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
not from Toronto. Like one of them is from Alberta. So like
Yeah, we actually have a
four
lot
of
of
us.
Canadians in here too. A couple actually in this
Yeah,
AMA right now.
I
Well,
feel
not a
there's a
lot,
lot of
but we do have
I
some.
think Canadians. There's a lot of DJs in Canada. It just we're very low key. So I went
Yeah,
to
there's
a
gens everywhere.
yeah yeah. I feel those that stick around in the bear market have always been like North Americans overall. Maybe that's just me, that's my bias, or maybe there's some Telegram funneling that's happening that we don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
most people are in it just to, make quick money. They really have no idea about long-term anything. That's why, they're labeled as, quote, Jeets, or whatever. But and that's kind of what
yeah,
the degens, really what the label for degens are. It's just basically YOLO investing, don't really do your research, or like high risk, high reward type of, tokens, things like that. But yeah, I think it's really important to kind of I feel like to transition out of the whole, scammy high risk space and into a more of trusted space with, real projects, less scams, all of that stuff, and making it less of a degen thing, but more of a, educated type of trading, investing, and all that. And that's kind
yeah,
of what we're planning to, long term to help with that. Because the degen
yeah.
thing is kind of like if you make quick money, if you don't know what you're doing, then you're gonna end up losing it. So all these guys that made money on Wall Street bets, on AMC, on GM,
Yeah.
GameStop, on crypto and Shiba, a lot of times they end up giving away all their winnings, right? They get lucky, they make money, and then to them it's like, oh, it's easy money. I'm gonna repeat it again. They gamble way too much more than they should. And then, yeah, when the bear market hits, they don't have any more money, and that's another one of the reasons why it's hard to get projects, to get investors, to get projects mooning in the bear market, is because all the people that got lucky, or a lot of them, they lost their money already, so they don't have anything to
Yeah.
ape into.
It's like
Anyways,
winning a lottery, right? If
exactly.
someone
Yeah,
wins a
most people that win,
lottery,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. So if
most
they
people
don't
that
know
win
how
a
to
lot.
manage your money, then you're screwed, right? You need to
Yep.
learn how to migrate your degen money into blue chips. That's whether that's stocks or whether that's crypto. That's I agree with that.
Exactly, and
Education is
that's
very
actually
important.
what I'm trying to move towards also, at least in this community. As you can see, if you look at our pins, we started doing some calls and things, like that. I already have, I think, like 13 or 14 calls that I have done, and so we're trying to teach people to, like, okay, yeah, you make money in degens, and if you want to keep it, this is kind of what you should be doing.
Mm,
Investing into
yeah,
blue chips, trading into blue chips, and then you could use those earnings to ape into more degens, down the road, like risk free.
yeah, yeah,
If you, let's say you make $1,000 in Bitcoin, you could take some profits out and ape into some BSC projects, and at that point, it's money that you could afford to lose because it's from profits.
yeah.
So
And you
then,
don't need a lot of money to start off degenning with. You can just use
exactly.
$20 or $50, max $100, and that is more than enough for you to make life-changing money if you get it right, right? Um, when starting with DX.
I think you cut out. I can't hear you right now. Testing, testing.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Yeah,
Can,
here we go. Yeah, he
you could you?
disappeared.
Oh, he must have gotten dropped.
Yeah, he dropped.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. He probably just got an internet disconnected or something, or a call drop.
We have real good internet providers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys, just give him a few minutes. He'll be there soon. Just I don't think it's where he is at right now. He's not in Canada at the moment, so his
that's
internet's
why.
not
Yeah.
great.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Okay.
Hash, if you're talking, you're muted. Just letting you know. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah. I was muted. Where did I leave you guys, by the way?
Oh, well, we were just talking about that $20 could go a long way if you
Right,
like
right,
do it right.
and right, and our objective with DxSale was to actually help out a lot of bring more fairness and less scam, but we actually enabled more because we were getting like 2,000 pre-sales a week or bi-weekly, whatever that amount was. And people just wanted to create sales, launch it, and then not try really hard, try at all. So it became more about the intentions of developers. So now we're trying to leverage our technology to see if we can create another product that can bring in quality project owners and also quality, uh, you know, contributors into the space. We're also trying to focus more on, we're going to be here for the next, 10 years at the least. So we're trying to figure out how can we bring more utility to the sale tokens. So I think that's gonna be the focus for 2023 is how can we build new DeFi products? How can we utilize staking to bring more utility to the sale token? And we're trying our best to figure out this decentralized space. The problem with decentralization is you can't really stop scammers. So it just goes back to educating people. And I think that's what Binance is doing. That's what you guys are doing. And that's what we're going to be trying to do as well.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. So let's go. Let's get to what everyone is really waiting for. Um, talk, Tell us about the updates, what you guys been working on, what your plans are.
Mhm.
I know you guys been
So
working on it for
I'll
a
give you
couple
guys
months
like
on.
a
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can share the screen and you can show like what you guys, the platform, what's new. I don't know. We might have lost him again.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have shared his screen if he has a bad connection. Let's give him a few seconds. If anything, I can probably share my screen. Let me get on my PC, on my phone right now.
Probably a better idea, I think.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, if he can't really share his screen because of that, then yeah, maybe one of you guys could do it.
My PC on, so if anything, I'll just continue from here. Let's see.
All right.
Then are you in Canada, Dennis?
Who?
The guy I was talking, Dennis.
Oh, yeah, that's nifty. Yeah, you're asking them. All right, perfect. So Dennis sharing the screen, and Hash, whenever you're ready, yeah, you can start telling us about what's new, what's happening, what's the plan, what are the plans.
Hey.
Yeah, so my PC doesn't have a mic. So what I'm gonna do is, Hash, I'm gonna share the screen and you can talk about it, and I'll browse through the website. So it doesn't let me
Sure.
join the chat in two places. I don't know why. So I just
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
you can't. Yeah, you can't do it.
Okay, I'm gonna join back on my PC now.
Yeah, so I'll give you guys the rundown of like overall what's happened organizationally, and then when Dennis comes back, he can share the stuff. But whenever you're building a new technology, especially in a new segment like we did in a decentralized launchpad, you don't know what's gonna happen, and you're usually working through the fog. And we did not expect the amount of traffic we received when we launched DxSale. We were expecting one project a month, 2 projects a month. But we ended up getting a lot of volume instead. So our architecture wasn't really built to sustain a lot of projects. It was only meant to kind of have multiple chains, and that's why we have 16 chains at the moment. No one comes close because of the architecture that we had built in. So a lot of the 2 years that we were running, we had to focus on just solving a lot of bugs and solving a lot of issues that were arising or impacting real users who were using DxSale. But V4 is a good stepping stone because it allows us for us to re-architect our platform in a way that we can handle a lot of volume, and we can also quickly iterate whenever we need to. And I think that's going to be something that is happening under the hood that a lot of people don't see. But V4 is a good stepping stone into a new era of DxSale and DX products that we're going to be building. For 2023, for V4 specifically, and when Dennis is ready, he'll share. We wanted to focus on making the UI a little bit better, adding new pre-sales that kind of exist with the current market. So we wanted to do something called like a catch-up release. We wanted to modernize ourselves in what we could in our platform. And beginning with 4.1 and 4.x all the way to 5.0, we're going to be adding new features that are going to add and bring more value to the DeFi space. So that could be DX staking, that could be DX swap, DX farm that we had originally outlined in our 2017 2020 roadmap. We are also building NFT brawlers, like I mentioned before. What NFT brawlers is, we're not trying to sell NFTs here or trying to create like a P2E game. I think that's a flawed model. What we are doing is we're creating a service that allows anyone to bring NFTs from any chain, and whether you get it from an artist from OpenSea or from another game, and bring it into our game and just fight. So it's like a fighting game with NFTs. We're trying to MVP the technology to get the pre-seed, so that we can get more partners onboarded, like NFT projects, gaming projects, so that we can start really pushing out this middle layer technology that we're building. So that's what NFT Brawlers really is. So Dennis is back, or Raf is back, and he's sharing the screen. So yeah, this is our landing page. It's a little bit different. It's no longer white. There is, light mode and dark mode. And I think the biggest changes that we have is DxSale dashboard. We're now able to showcase multiple chains and multiple projects that are being launched on those chains, all in one area. We do this because we do believe in a multi-chain ecosystem in the future. We always had. Whereas 16 chains, our goal is to get to as many chains as possible. So that's one of the big things we've done architecturally. When you click on one of the projects, you can actually see the layout is a little bit different as well. We added YouTube. We added a little bit better flow. We added a bit of background to give you some personalization. And there's a lot of options for the project creators now. You don't have to pay in tokens. You can pay in BNB only as well. And when you go through each step, you guys will see that it's very simple and easy to create your sale. What we realize is a lot of projects, they do want hand-holding in terms of marketing. So we're trying to look for a decentralized way of providing marketing services that is quick and easy and also has quality behind the marketing service. We have 3 type of project types, as you can see here: create, launch, overflow, and a regular pre-sale. You can click on more information to kind of understand what they are, but these all exist in the market today, so there's nothing new here. It's like subscription for what Binance launchpad does. Fair launch is fair launch. Everyone knows fair launch here, and the standard pre-sale as well. There's something else I'm missing. So yeah, it's more about smoothness. A lot of the stuff that is happening with V4 is in the background, but in the next couple of iterations that we do, 4.1, 4.2, and 4.x, you're gonna see a lot more marketing from us. You're gonna see a lot of new product and services coming out more frequently. So yeah, any questions, guys? You guys want to ask about the product or something you guys are?
Can you list the different types of launches? So basically, you have the original one, right? The one with the hard cap, whitelist, and all that, with or without whitelist. You added the fair launch one, right? Is that just those 2, or will there be other ones also?
Yeah, there's the other one as well. There's a fair launch, where if you click on more information, it's like the traditional IDO but with no limits. The overflow is like no matter how many people are contributing, everyone's gonna get a fair slice. Therefore, you're not gonna have big whales trying to dump on your token when it launches and all of that stuff.
So how does that overflow one work? How is that different than a fair launch?
Yeah, so overflow is sorry, could you go back up? It's basically like I think a lot of people think fair launch is overflow and then overflow is fair launch, because overflow, what it does is you can contribute more than there is no hard cap. So if you contribute like more than 100 BNB, which was supposed to be the hard cap, you still get your return back, and then it equalizes the amount of BNB you get to contribute. Whereas
Just
fair
to
launch,
add to that, Hash, that Overflow does have a hard cap. It's just basically a fair launch with a hard cap. So essentially, let's say there's 10 users, and the hard cap is 1 BNB. If each of the 10 users contribute 1 BNB to the sale, what happens is that it reduces the contribution equally based on how much you contributed. So because the hard cap was 1 BNB, and 10 people contributed 1 BNB. Now everybody gets a slice of 0.1 BNB actually contributed. They get 0.9 BNB refunded. So basically, it's a better way to still have buy pressure. So it's like fair launch where everybody can get into the sale, but it still creates buy pressure for the project after the launch. So it's not like everybody contributed everything they wanted, but everybody does get a chance to get into the sale. That's essentially what it is.
So is this similar to the subscription model that PinkSale has?
Yeah, it was actually popularized by Binance, so we were working on it as PinkSale launched it, but we called it Overflow. I mean, it's the same thing, but we like the name Overflow. I think it sounds a little bit, cool.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome. So I guess the big question is, what are your plan for marketing to basically get your name back out there, and try to get as many projects or convince projects to launch with you instead of, like, let's say the competitors. Do you guys have some solid plans going on for that?
Yeah,
because there's Gempat, PinkSale, right? PinkSale is still obviously number one currently with the amount of volume, but they also have the most scams. So
I think our objective is to first kind of catch up in terms of marketing efforts as well. So a lot of these guys, they're advertising in specific places. We want to advertise in the same place as well. I think it's just a matter of first catching up. And then I think after that, it's a bit more about innovating and then using that innovation to really, market things in the right areas. So I think that's something that's already on the way. We started doing ads just like how PinkSale does ads. And we're doing a lot of partnership with different coin listing projects. Therefore, a lot of the users that we're targeting will have the ability to actually see our website and understand that, we kind of exist. I think the problem is we've never done marketing ever since our launch, and we never really tried to fight any other competitors when they came into kind of the market, because we really didn't want to we believed in decentralization in a very strict manner previously. So therefore, we didn't even want to collaborate with any of the AMA calls, channels, and all of that stuff. But you gotta compete as well, and you can't also let the space get damaged, right? So you have to make that decision, and I think we made ours to just kind of be competitive. So that's what we're going to be doing, is catching up on all of the areas that we need to target in terms of advertising and marketing. And then from there, because 4.0 is a stepping stone, we're going to be launching a lot of new innovative features. And I think that's going to turn a lot of heads towards us.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like the space is definitely playing a dirty game.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, if you don't protect yourself, if you just let them do what you want, even if let's say you're like the best launchpad out there, you have the best mechanics, everything, but it's all about perception, right? If all the degens, they believe someone else, even if it's not true, they're going to go over there.
Right. And that's what we saw exactly, right? Is we saw false advertising. We saw a lot of fakeness. I'm not going to go into the details of who I'm sure everyone knows, but that's exactly what we saw. So we realized there's a lack of education. There's a lack of, and then at the end of the day, I think people just want to make money at the end of the day. So people are looking for more volume, and the serious projects are going to also look for that same volume, whether that's fake or real. And again, it's such a psychological game.
Yeah, just actually add something to that, just to let everybody know that our URL used to be DxSale.app, but the main one we push now is DX.app, and we did that because of the Web3 fizzing game that scammers were playing. Basically, they would put DxSale with an I and with whatever, DxSale.com. We wanted to make our URL as simple as possible. So people, when they're following pre-sales, they know that it's as basic as dx.app. But, changing to that URL, it took a while because we were running both servers, DxSale.app and dx.app. And, the new server for a period of time, we had a lot less users. So competitors actually took advantage of that and they showed it like, okay, look, DxSale doesn't have as many users anymore, right? We have a lot more. But the truth was that, we were migrating domains and the other domain had all the traffic. So they were showing the old domain with less volume. It's kind of those kind of tactics that actually pushed, for, they kind of abused those things against DxSale.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's awesome. So I'm definitely, excited for this because my opinion, and you guys probably have a similar opinion on some of these other, launch pads or AMA lounges or marketers. Like there's a lot of fake, a lot of scamming going on. And I'm more interested in making this a safer, a more respected, and in the long term, a more profitable for the honest folks place. Because a lot of times it's easy to profit when you're a scammer. It's like no work, right? But if you have a real project, it takes a lot of work. It's like a startup.
Absolutely.
So yeah. You guys have anything else you want to share? If you want a sneak peek for the game, for the NFT brawlers, you want to share that. That I seen that like a couple months ago when you guys showed it to me. That one, it looked really really cool. So I'm sure there's been some progress since then.
Yeah, I would echo the same thing. We're here for the long term. We've always been here for the long term. We're the first in the market. We created a new market segment essentially. So we're not looking to do the quick in and out kind of game, and it takes a lot of hard work to build these products. And it's very easy for others to copy the products because the innovation they don't have to worry about at all. And that's exactly what NFT Brawlers is going to be as well. Raf is going through the website, so a bit of an update on NFT Brawlers is we're redoing the website to kind of really showcase a bit more of the value, why it's important, why it's not in crypto in general. We're also looking to hire additional game developers for NFT Brawlers. And right now, everything's kind of hush-hush until we are able to actually provide demos to some private folks to kind of get their feedback on it. So we'll hit you up as well, your channel as well, to see who's interested in kind of seeing a sneak peek and understanding where the value is and all of that stuff.
Definitely. And I would like to point out, since we started talking about months ago, that with this version 4 v4, right? There's going to be a Seifu badge or whatever. I don't know what you guys decided to call it yet. Has that been implemented yet?
Not at the moment, but I think
it's implemented. It's just there in the back end. We just didn't release it. So basically, we have this ability to add as many badges as we need. We just need to name them and provide access to different partners that can actually add that badge. So it's there. It's just not enabled.
Exactly. And I think for anti-ruggers and for DxSale together, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for both, right? Because when they're gonna have like a vetted badge or whatever you call it, and basically it means that the project has to pass an AMA with us with, let's say, like an internal score of B or higher, because we were we have like we've got a little system set up that basically grade the project in terms of how good the project is. Like a C is like barely passing. Like it might do okay, it won't. It's probably not gonna rug. A D is like yeah, it looks scammy. It's much higher chance it's not gonna do good. An F is kind of like yeah, it's most likely gonna scam. It's just like no point to even trying to invest. And B and A are the ones you really want to look for. A B would be something that's looks fairly hyped, has solid, use cases, or even if it doesn't have use cases, it looks like it's going to be a good moneymaker because it has
Mhm.
low hard cap and a lot of hype, basically high buy pressure. And A is like the top tier projects where like you're almost guaranteed to make money if you get into pre-sale things. So we don't really post those numbers. It's only really for anyone that wants to get vetted. Then we kind of internally assign it. And if it's a B or higher, then you get the vetted badge. If it's lower, then you don't.
Okay,
So yeah,
cool.
I'm excited to start working with that with you guys.
Yeah,
So
we're
basically,
trying to.
go ahead, Ash. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that we're trying to re-architecture, like rethink about the best way to approach KYC audit and kind of the whole safe food orientation that's happening in the space, and see how we can provide uh, like an easier experiences to everyone, essentially. I really like the scoring method because we tried something very similar when we started out at DxSale. And it's something that maybe we need to revisit as well and keep our minds a little bit open on exactly, because I think at the end of the day, our objective should also be to try to incite a lot of the quality project owners who want to stay in the space for long term, because at the end of the day we need crypto to win, right? And if everyone just starts just making it very easy for the other people to just scam, it's just not going to help anyone in the long term, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't agree with. Like, for example, Launchpad is, oh, there's a lot of scams, but they're like, well, it's decentralized. It's kind of like they're looking the other way in the name of decentralization. And but then they literally charge for KYC badges or for KYC doing KYC or
Yeah.
audits. And the KYCs like won't even pass. It's obvious it's a scam. And it's like KYC, then the guy is just some hired KYC guy from like a different country or something, like fake KYC, and they don't even bother to really even see or even care if it's a real KYC or not. It's just a money grab, and it's all
Yeah,
in the name
even
of decentralization. I mean, at a certain point in time,
yeah.
you have to kind of draw a line in the sand and be like, decentralization is fine, but if every project is a scam, then
What's the
it's like,
point?
what is the point?
Yeah. And that's exactly why we're gonna be really looking at the KYCs and the audits. The point of the KYC, you have to ask yourself, right? Is the point of KYC is not to understand if this person has provided the KYC information. The point should be, is there punishment? Is there a consequence for someone to do a bad act, right? And the KYC companies should actually be doing that. They should actually be taking huge responsibility, right? To provide such consequence if there is a clear scam, if anything. So that's something we need to kind of just understand here is how can we make the KYC process a little bit better? How can we make the audit process a bit better? How can we protect people from obvious scams, but also not limit them as well? So again, we have to figure out that line, and that's what 4. The next iterations of DxSale is going to be about as well, and additional new products that we're thinking about launching as well.
Yeah, I feel like you need to find like a sweet spot where the KYC or the audit, wherever you need the badges, to where it's difficult enough that scammers can't really get them, or basically someone who doesn't really, doesn't have what it takes to be successful, or it's hard for them to get it. But at the same time, if you are 100% honest, if you are trying to, have a good project, it's not hard for you, like it's something that could be done without going through too many hoops or anything like that. So
Yeah,
you want it to be accessible, but at the same time, weed out all the crap, all the crappy projects, all the
need
shady
some
devs.
filter, basically a filter to kind of just get rid of low quality or scammers, right? Not even low quality, I would say just scammers. But it's very difficult because these scammers are much smarter than someone who might be just an honest person, right? So
Yeah, they're definitely trying a lot harder, and because they're putting all their work into, like they're lazy at long term, but they're definitely putting a lot of work leading up to launch.
mhm,
They could spend
mhm.
hours and hours and hours and days promoting, but as soon as project launches, they're done, and then 2 weeks later they go and launch another one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
so
I think this is where we're gonna start building another product that utilizes the DxSale tech, uh, but has a little bit more vetting. And it's not gonna be like the project owners are not gonna come from the community, but it's actually going to come from traditional incubations, things like that. So there's a lot of things that we're thinking about on how to uh, provide different type of crowd sailing options to different type of investors who have different type of appetites, right? Like we talked about managing your assets, right? In the beginning of the chat. So if you do have only 10, $20 to play with, sure, you can go to DxSale. Let's say you have 10,000 and you want to be early in a specific project, but you want some kind of, reliability and assurance that, hey, this is gonna be like a well, you don't know if it's gonna be a winner or loss or loser, but you at least know that these people can try to deliver something. And whether that's successful or not really depends on if the use case is correct or not. So I think there's a lot of I think that's what a lot of the pads do. They kind of bring people in through the forms, vet them, and then make them go through this crazy process. But I think it's a very there's not enough innovation there yet and automation there yet. So I think there's opportunity over there as well that we can enter into, essentially.
yeah, definitely. All right, guys, let's open to the community for any questions. I'm sure there's some questions that people want to ask. And also, you guys in the DxSale, if you have anything to add, if you want to say anything, feel free also. But yeah, I don't really have anything else on my end. It's fairly clear, like from my point. What's that?
Thank you for allowing me to speak. So, my question is to DSL. Can I, guys?
Hey,
Okay. Consider your major token hasn't been listed on any exchange, and how can we obtain this token?
yeah, right now we're only on Uniswap and PancakeSwap. You can go to their website and type in DxSale and you should be able to see the token.
Okay. So, aside AMAs, what are your other marketing strategies to create awareness of DSL?
Yeah, we want to right now we're doing advertising about the platform. We're doing KuCoin ads, different type of ads network, Google ads, CoinGecko ads, things like that to determine where are the right people that we are looking for to get. We're also building out a staking uh, mechanism, staking product for our sale token. And I think not until then, we're not gonna go big bang marketing until then, because right now there's no value in us trying to promote our sale token because it doesn't really have any utility. So again, we're the type of project that wants to build first and market the product, uh, when it's about to launch. So that's something that we are planning to do for 2023.
All right. That's amazing. Just one more question.
Mm-hmm.
So how many blockchains do DSL currently support?
Yeah, we support over 16, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 17.
All right.
We have 17 at the moment. I think 16 at the moment. One of them probably is still due for listing. And you can create any token, any crowd sale, any kind of pre-sale you want on any of these chains. Our sale token, though, is only available on Ethereum, BSC, and Polygon at the
Yeah,
moment.
Ash, if you go to the home page, there's a buy sale, I think, button, so you can just show them that. Yeah, right on the right. So you can just click that, and it's available everywhere there.
So why going through DxSale websites earlier on, I discovered that projects can actually get listed on DxSale. So my question is what are the requirements before a project can be listed? Also, have you been audited?
Yeah, there's no requirement. You don't need to stake. You don't need to do anything. You can just go to create sale and you can just provide the details. But there is an initial fee. Right now, everything is free for 1 month. But there is no requirement for anyone to create a sale. But your chances of being successful increases with who you audit with and if you are KYC, because that's what a lot of people are looking for nowadays.
All right, I have a question.
I have
So
some
you guys,
questions for.
okay, go ahead, Thompson, go first.
All right. I must say this is a great project. I must commend you guys. Let me go straight to my question because I went to your website and it was really nice. According to your project roadmaps, I would like to know what are your most important next priority. And will you guys be having a video, like a tutorial video, whereby we can learn more about this project? Something like a YouTube channel, something like that. Did you get my question?
You're asking about a YouTube channel, or if they're gonna have? I kind of didn't really hear your question that well.
About the roadmap and the next priority.
Should I ask my question again?
Yeah, ask it again. I don't know. I'm not sure if you heard it.
I think Hash kind of dropped off. I just want to add that for roadmap and priority, so this V4 release was like a re-architecturing of our complete project. So basically what we've been doing now is focusing on like bi-weekly sprints. So every 2 weeks, we're going to try and release a big feature release, and, re-architecturing the whole UI was the first step to that. So essentially, DxSale is going to be trying to first what we're going to do is, get caught up completely with the competitors, see what the community wants, and then we have a lot of things on the priority list. And eventually, if we need to, we will create a roadmap. But some of the things that we are planning, the space is becoming very competitive, so there won't be a public roadmap for everything. But before a feature releases, we will announce it like a week or 2 weeks in advance. So you guys will definitely have time to see what DxSale is doing.
All right, I have a question.
All right, go ahead, man.
All right, so your token itself, right? It launched way back in August or so of 2021.
August 2020.
And did it ever have a purpose? Because you said there's no use case for it. So is it just based on hype, on meme, or is there any kind of profit sharing or any rewards or anything for the token?
We started with staking at first, which had every time somebody stakes, there's a fee to stake and there's a fee to unstake, and that was being shared with sale tokens to everybody. And then what we started doing was, while during the hype phase of DxSale, we were doing a lot of buyback and burn, and it was all automated. So we created a DAO essentially, and the DAO had whenever a project would fill, the funds would be sent to the DAO. And, one of the misconceptions about DxSale were that, we dump tokens, but this was only in V1 where we were only allowed to sell any kind of tokens. Since V2, we've had this DAO that manages tokens and prevents us from selling more than, 1% at max per day. So, it would take, several years to sell a full set of complete tokens. But this DAO, essentially what it was doing was every time that there was fees earned or there was a token sold, 50% of that would be taken and used to buy back and burn sale token. So essentially, during the run, I think we shared over like $3-4 million with sale holders. And at the time, we only had 700 holders. So anybody that had sale token, they made a killing. A lot of people didn't know about sale, but it was doing really well. It went from, I think, 1 cent during the pre-sale all the way to $3 because of our buyback and burn. Obviously, we stopped that now because to stay competitive, we need to start offering, referrals to partners to the community. So essentially, whoever brings us projects now in the future will be getting a referral code, and they'll be able to use that to, get a share of the revenue. So we're redesigning utility for sale now.
Okay, all right. So the token itself is this still because right now it's like at the bottom, basically it's about 16 cents, right? And it looks to me like, I don't know if the chart is wrong. It looks like it launched at about $1.5 or so.
So you're actually looking at the Binance Smart Chain chart. It actually launched on Ethereum first, and we were on ETH for a while before we bridged up to Binance Smart Chain.
Oh, okay, makes sense. All right, so even now it's 16 cents. So it looks like if you're gonna invest, this looks like it's basically at the bottom. The bottom looks like about 13 or so.
It is the bottom of the bear market, like in my opinion. Sorry guys, I'm just watching kids. That's why I couldn't really be the host. But yeah, I think if Raph is here, he can continue. I'm just watching my kids.
Yeah, it's fine. So there's no taxes on it, and so my question is, why would it be a good idea, or maybe like what are some of the catalysts? Why should we, let's say, if I want to buy the token too, if I want to invest into this token, is there going to be something upcoming? You know what I mean? Or are you going to add some more use cases for it to where like it makes it a good investment right now, since it is like at the bottom?
Yeah, so going back to my whole rant about us being here long term and building, and for DxSale.net, where we rebranded to just DX, and our whole thesis is that we're gonna be building a lot of Web3 applications that will utilize only the sale tokens. So we're gonna have multiple products, and then we're going to have one token that will provide utility to all of these products, and that starts with the first product being DX Stake. So that's the first upcoming catalyst for the sale token, I would say, is the staking that we're looking to do. We're going to have voting as well in the future. And then we're going to start incorporating the sale token into our existing product like DX Mint, DxSale, DX Block. And then when we build out DX Swap and DX Farm, there's going to be more opportunities where we're going to start providing value to the sale token holders.
Okay, awesome. So and since it's zero tax, right? It's easier to trade. You could trade it like day trade even.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, perfect. All right, yeah, Ziggy, go ahead, ask a question.
All right, thank you. For your DX drop, is there like a tax? How would I put it? Obviously, you can send tokens to multiple wallets at once. Is there like a fixed tax for that, or it depends? Say the number. It depends on the number of people you are sending to. That's how the tax is going to be for that. Did you get me?
Sorry, I kind of the network kind of messed me up. Could you rephrase the question?
Oh, okay. My network is bugging. Okay, so you have a DX drop, yeah? So looking at the white paper, you can send, let me say a project wants to do an airdrop to a number of wallets holding their token or stuff like that, and they want to send to many people at once. How is the tax going to be for that particular transaction? Because normally, if you're doing that on PancakeSwap, I imagine that there's going to be like, let me say $1 deducted as gas fee and stuff like that. But for your platform, since you can send multiple, you understand, at the same time, what's the task going to be like? Does it depend on the number of tokens or the number of tokens you're sending, or the number of wallets you're sending to?
Yeah. So I understood the question. It's not about, it doesn't exponentially increase the gas. You can test it out yourself right now because everything is free. We say that there's a limit of 250, or 250 is like the generic airdrop amount of people that you can do, and you can do it with any type of tokens as well.
All right. Okay, so then I was like wondering. Obviously, you guys have been around for a bit, so it's not as if you're doing a pre-sale or stuff that we don't know if you rock the next 2 weeks or something. But I was wondering, you have 13 team members. How do you, as a team, obviously you have to earn from a token because the team has to eat too. So, as an added incentive for you to keep pushing this token, how do you, as a team, and the 13 of you guys, gain from this project and your product, basically? Can you hear me?
Could you repeat it?
Did you get my question? Okay, I should repeat myself. Okay, I said, yeah, that you have 13 team members. How do you and the team and the rest of the team benefit from this project?
Oh, right,
Because
improve the
obviously you have to
token.
benefit, yes, as an added incentive to keep pushing. So how do you and the team, benefit from this?
The number one way, like you said, we've been live for 2+ years. We haven't sold a single development token of our sale token yet, and we plan to utilize a lot of these tokens to provide rewards for staking as well. We're also planning to provide a lot of referral fees as well through the sale token that we're also going to be pushing out. So there's going to be a lot of incentives that we're going to be bringing to a lot of people who buy sale token or who hold sale token. But that's not enough for us. That's not going to be enough for the token itself to appreciate as well. So we are going to be building new products that will utilize the sale token to provide extra premium features within each of those products as well, or discounts as well. So if you're if you're a person that uses DxDrop a lot, it might be worth for you to buy sale token and stake it so that you can use it for free. Things like that, right? That's something that we're thinking about.
I get what you're trying to say, but I think you missed my question a bit. Let me rephrase. I mean, the team itself. You guys have been pushing this for a while now. How are you guys gaining from this project that you created and products you are pushing out? How are you creating? Because obviously there's a gain there.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah, okay. So for the past 2.5 years, we've been taking BNB and tokens or projects. That's how we made our revenue. We have a treasury now that is basically used for development and paying of our employees. And we can sustain ourselves even if we don't make any money for the next 10 years, right? So right now, what we're doing is trying to build products and trying to gain more market share by promoting new products, by also creating new markets, by creating new products for those markets. So that's been our strategy moving forward. So right now we're doing 1 month for free. After that, it won't be free, and then we'll be making our money through, all of the people that utilize DxSales, and they'll be paying BNB. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate those answers. My network is bugging, so it's cracking up a bit, but thank you.
Okay.
I have a question. You mentioned that in the overflow it's like fair launch but with hard cap. What will happen if someone will put in like 10 BNB and the rest will put in 1 BNB? Will he have 90% of the token?
Yeah, so that's essentially how it works. So whoever put in the amount, it balances out to whoever put in more gets more stake in the thing. So if the other participants see that, because there's a longer time for end, like an owner can't end the pre-sale until the timer ends. So that gives you time to also increase your contribution, so you get a bigger stake in the thing. And DxSale's app will actually show you how much percentage or how much tokens you're getting. So if the number goes down, you can essentially just contribute more, because you'll know that you're going to get XYZ amount of funds back. So let's say your initial contribution was 1 BNB, somebody contributes 10 now. So he's getting like 0.87, something like that in the of the 1 BNB stake. So the other people that have participated can go in and contribute another 5 BNB to get a bigger stake as well. So that's how it works.
So where the BNBs go?
So the BNB actually is held in our token contract, so it's held in escrow. So what happens is when the sale gets finalized, it sees how much stake you actually got in that that overflow sale, and then whatever is the balance, it gets returned automatically to your wallet when the sale gets finalized. And if it gets canceled, you get all of the funds back, right?
So basically, you just bet who will get more, and the rest you will get back over
Yes,
the hard cap.
Whatever is extra that because it's overflowing the sale over the hard cap, you just get the extra back.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a fair way to make sure everyone gets into the pre-sale essentially, but also giving everyone the opportunity to get in. So it's not just 10 people that are getting into the sale. There's 100 people that can get in, right? And then based on how much you want to contribute, like how much you stake, it's the same thing how Binance subscription works. So the people that contribute more get a higher stake in the sale, right? But it's not like everybody doesn't get a chance. Even the smaller fish, like smaller people that are contributing, they get a chance to get into the sale. Sometimes there's those very hype sales, and it's not fair that smaller people can't get in, so they get a chance too, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is already implemented, or this will be implemented?
I think Hash dropped off again, but yes, it's already implemented. So if you go to the create sale page now, you can actually see it there. And then
Okay.
Yeah. If you go to the create sale page, there's 3 types there, so you can get more information about it.
I just thought it was, like
yeah, and just to add, we're free for a month, so if you want to even test it out even on a live chain, it's pretty easy to test right now.
Okay.
Any more questions, guys? If not, if there's no more questions, we could wrap it up.
Sorry, just one more question. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay. So security. Speaking, I wanted to talk about the security of the. I wanted to ask about the security of this project. Have you been audited? Also, what are your sources of revenue to sustain DxSale?
Yeah, we're
So
audited by
basically,
CertiK.
Hash is back. Okay, Hash, go ahead.
Yeah, we're audited by CertiK, and we do have Skynet, their live function of security for our platform. So you can always check that out. If you go to CoinMarketCap DxSale, there's a link towards the to the CertiK link that will take you to the live audit page that they have for us. And this audit isn't like only for DX Mint, like other launchpads. Like it's actually for the whole platform itself.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.
There's a question, Obi-Wan, about marketing. So I think we talked about this a little bit. So you guys started off with no marketing at all. It just came naturally because people wanted to launch degens. So now you are basically doing kind of what needs to be done, right? So partnering with launchpads, working together with launchpads. So is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, just like trying to work a bit more with VCs, like in the traditional finance space, incubators and centralized exchanges as well, to see how we can further the education of, token investing in general. That's something that we're also looking to do. And we're trying to build long-term partnerships with reputable known crypto projects. One of them is already Polygon. We've been partnered with Polygon since the beginning, and that's also something we're trying to get closer with, especially with the ZK rollup launch. So our objective is now a bit more towards being more open-minded, going to different conferences, seeing what opportunities there are for us out there, and just announcing it. So again, it's hard to really say, hey, we're gonna do X, Y, Z. We're just starting all of this all at once now.
All right, thank you. Any more questions, guys? Looks like that's it then. So we could wrap it up. So you guys want to do like a conclusion, like a final statement before we end the recording?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for hosting us, guys. ARU, we've been watching you guys, and we really enjoy what you guys are, what you guys stand for. I hope you guys continue to follow our journey as well. Everything is free to try, so go ahead, try it out and see if you guys can find any bugs that we can fix, and so that we can, better enhance everyone's kind of experience with the platform as well. So thank you everyone for listening to us.
Yeah, thanks, man. And I would like to add, definitely send all those projects or anything looks somewhat good our way. So we'll be, providing vetted badges, and honestly, if the project is worth investing in, we're definitely going to invest. So we're itching for some good projects. So if you guys see anything or any of the developers seem solid on DxSale, yeah, just send them our way.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah, and I just want one thing I want to add before you close off is that DxSale is free to use right now. So anybody that wanted to know ever how it works and try out stuff, then go ahead, try it out. It's free. Let us know.
The V4 is live, right? Everything's live right now.
Yep.
So how many? Just curious, how many projects or let's say successful pre-sales or like dollar value or like whatever have you guys had in the last I don't know, like XYZ weeks or months? Are you guys just starting up right now, or have you had some success for the last couple?
It's been a week since we started V4, and we kind of just stopped focusing on the previous launchpad, the V3 version. So I wasn't really following it, but like our total, I think we have a leaderboard if you go to the old one. The new one is still under work, but I think we had like 4,500 successful projects of like 14,000 that listed. So pretty high success rate. It was over 30%, but a lot of that was towards the start of the platform. When there was less scams, less rugs, it just started out really well. And then scammers got smarter. They figured out how to abuse our contracts, how to abuse the token locks and different things, right? So, I mean, it's always, as I always tell everyone, it's like cat and mouse game. Like with scammers, we try and, improve the platform, get better, add features, and they still find ways around, right? But, it's how all of DeFi is essentially. It's just, fighting the good fight.
Yeah, definitely. All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for coming. And I'm excited, be working in the future. And, hopefully we'll all make, a lot of money. And 'cause that's really why we're all here in this space anyways,
All right, guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, and have a good rest of your day, and good luck to everyone.